Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video guys, I'm going to cover the gear fears, updates and quality of life improvements to Highguard in the latest patch update in case you missed the patch notes themselves. Now you can access all these in the link provided in the description if you do want to read it for yourself after you've watched me ramble on about it and discuss it on the video. Now guys, we're going to start with gear fears updates. Now if you don't know what that means, it's basically what I'm doing in the background. It's the bit between raids where you go around, you collect Vespa, you collect weapons, you collect armor, you visit the shop. This is improvements to that. Now, one consistent point of feedback they've had is that the gear fears needs improvements, and they're tackling that in 4 ways for the launch of episode 2 today, and they'll continue to work on that phase in the future. Now they're going to add better point of interest loot. Now what I mean by point of interest is the place's center map, the named areas like I'm in right now, these areas with the Vespa deposits, lots of chests, little loot areas, whatever, and a merchant sitting there somewhere in the area. There's improvements to these areas. Now, red weapon chests in point of interests now contain masterwork weapons. Now what that means is masterwork weapons have improved stats within their rarity. So you can get a blue Viper, for example, and you can get a masterwork blue Viper. Blue masterworks are better than blues, but still less quality than purple. Players can still loot upgraded weapons outside of point of interests, but the masterwork versions of weapons are only found in the point of interest areas, if that makes sense. So if you want a masterwork one, you're going to have to sort of be brave a bit and go into one of these areas. If you're fine just getting a regular blue one, you can look elsewhere in the blast stores or the random crates just lying around on the floor. Now, when it comes to ultimate chargers, I notice a lot of players they're not really aware of ultimate chargers. If you break the little barrels and the little boxes in point of interest and around the map, you can find ultimate chargers. And it's not very clear which ones actually contain, the ultimate chargers. I didn't realize that it actually indicates on the box that this one will have one in. Now, these are found in white barrels in point of interest, which I didn't realize. And they have noticed that players are having a hard time, so obviously that ties into what I just said. But in order to make it clear, white barrels that contain ultimate chargers now have an obvious gold glow. So if you're looking at the barrels and you need ultimate chargers, say for example your Mara or your Raid Main, or I suppose it counts for any character really, but you want your ultimate a bit quicker, look for the boxes that are slightly glowing gold and you'll get an ultimate charger and you can use it straight away, use it quicker. Now we're going to have waypoint markers, so when you leave your base in the gear phase, waypoint icons will guide players towards the points of interest. Not that it's not obvious where they are, but you'll have a distance to the objective, and you'll also be able to ping them to tell your teammates you're going there or tell people there's danger there, whatever. The map will also communicate the point of interest contain masterwork weapons and ultimate chargers, so that if there's no confusion, your players will know that these areas have them in it. Speed gates. Now, speed gates you might have seen if you played a lot. They're sort of on the road in the middle of the map, and they're like an archway, like a portal. And if someone has the Shieldbreaker, they glow blue, and you can go through them on your mount and you get a speed boost. What they've done to change this is they're going to have them active at all times, so you don't need someone to have the Shieldbreaker for them to work. You can just go through them at any point of the game. They're already activated, which I think is good, especially if you want a speed boost, you want to get somewhere quicker. Now, that is that. When it gets to quality of life and new features, these are things that the community have asked for or wanted fixed. Now, I'm not going to go through the entire bug fix log because honestly this video will be about half an hour long, and if you want to read that, go into the patch notes, have a look through, because a lot of it doesn't apply to me. It applies to PC, some of it applies to only console, some of it applies to weapons I don't use, you know what I mean. I've read through it, but I don't want to have to read it all out because truth be told, like I say, it's a lot. But when it comes to quality of life, we're now getting stats 1.0. So this is the first version of stats. So in episode 2 we have a stats menu added to head wall, your main screen. The stats tracked here are mostly retroactive from episode 1. Raid, attack and defense success stats on you. That's all it basically says. I don't know, maybe some total kills, total deaths, total raids altogether, something like that. The basic stats, maybe it'll tell you kill death ratio that nobody should care about, something like that. Also, guys, we're getting new orange weapon mods. So, if you haven't noticed, well, I've got an orange Vanguard, for example, but we're going to have one now. So, the saber rifle, the burst assault rifle, is going to have impact rounds, which is going to increase critical damage to headshots, but have a slower rate of fire. It now fires a 2-shot burst instead of 3, but with faster projectile speed. The Vanguard is getting the orange modifier, so we're going to have the drum magazine. So it'll have a much larger magazine, but it will have a slower reload speed. And the Corsair, which is the burst fire SMG, is going to get double shot. So it's going to fire a 12-round burst on each trigger pull instead of 6, which is quite truthfully going to be ridiculously overpowered if you do use the Corsair. And everything else is sort of technical updates, gameplay updates, and lobby menu updates, weapon updates. Like I say, I'm not going to go through all these. You can check them out on the patch notes if you want to yourself, instead of listening to me run out of voice trying to plash them all out in a video. Anyway, guys, let me know down in the comments what you think, as usual. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you have, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. See you then.